This is Business Leaders with Lance Cardoza.
Good morning and thank you for tuning in here to Business Leaders here on KMPH Fox 26. My name is Lance Cardoza. We'd like to thank Flooring Liquidators for sponsoring this portion of Business Leaders. On today's show from GWireless, I have Joe Guerrero. Joe, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, Lance. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. And I see your commercial all the time. I love that we were talking just before Business Leaders, that commercial, "Are you crazy?"
Yes.
And it's all these crazy deals and good stuff. And that's sort of your story of how you got started. It was a crazy journey in the process.
Yes, it was.
Tell me a little bit about it, Joe. You had, like many entrepreneurs, sometimes you're forced to make some tough decisions, or there's a change in your life, and you decide, you know what, I'm going to go chase this dream. I'm going to go after this. So you were working in a job probably about a decade, and all of a sudden that came to an end, and you had to make some big decisions.
Yes, definitely.
And tell me that story. What happened?
So I didn't graduate high school. I got my GED. Started working when I was young. You know, I had my first child when I was like 16. So I just wanted to be like, take care of my responsibility and just started working hard. So warehouse jobs, manufacturing, I did that. I did welding. I just did manufacturing for, almost 13 years.
Okay.
And I went to a couple places where they shut down after 4 years. Another place I went to, another 3 years, they shut down. It's just jobs just kept, getting few and far in between.
Yeah.
So the last one in 2007, they shut down the plant as well.
Oh.
So I said, you know what, I want to go back to City College and learn business management.
Okay.
So
Fresno City College.
Yeah.
So you go there, you take classes for business management. You're trying to figure out where you're going to go.
Yeah.
What you're going to do in life.
All I wanted to do was just not work in the heat anymore. Not work so hard every day. I was working 12 hours a day sometimes. 10s. There's some dangerous things. So just wanted to work in air conditioning, maybe work for an AT&T or something like that.
Yeah.
And then it ended up turning into running my own business.
So you started learning in school, started opening your eyes to opportunity?
Yes, the school helped me out a lot with marketing classes and business law, just everything. Kind of had me looking in a different direction.
And were you always thinking about being an entrepreneur, or in the back of your mind you had that idea, or it was when you went to school?
No.
It sort of opened your eyes?
When I went back to school, it just opened my eyes and said, hey, let's do this.
Yeah.
Because I just wanted to work, like I said, for a cell phone shop, maybe some, not work so hard.
Yeah.
But,
Then you learned hard work can pay big dividends.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes hard work sometimes doesn't pay big dividends, but it's still, you have to keep grinding at it to make it happen, because it's only what we do to make that happen versus it's not given to you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I think a motivation, like you said too, is maybe getting you don't have to work in that warehouse where it's so hot in these Fresno summers.
Right, and the pay wasn't really that good. I really wasn't getting anywhere.
Yeah.
But I had, we had 5 kids. And you have to work hard, for your benefits, and I was barely making it, but I was happy, But it had to be something more than that,
At what age was Fresno City College when you went there?
I was probably like 30, maybe 35, 36.
So it's not too late for many people that think you can do a change in your career, and you pivoted real heavy and took a risk and went out there and did it with GWireless.
Yeah.
And also in property management too as well. I think you do property work as well.
Yeah, we also buy and sell homes.
Okay.
We do flip properties. We buy houses in distress.
Okay.
So we switched over to that too as well a couple of years ago, like 2017.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of diversify my portfolio,
So it opened up doors, and it was just a little after being 35 and a big change in your life, and it sort of forced you to start thinking a little differently and what you were going to do with your career.
Yes, totally.
Perfect. So with GWireless, I loved your story too, and you didn't just open up a cell phone store, but you probably thought about a lot of those people that you worked with, and they probably weren't making a big wage and had challenges with getting a phone or had a broken phone, and you had a solution to the problem for them.
Yes.
And I noticed you focused on that. You didn't just go out to, I'm selling the brand new everything. You went out and said, okay, I'm going to go and help a segment of people that I know I can serve.
Yes.
And so how did that come about?
Yeah. So when I first started out, I started out on Craigslist. I'm selling used phones.
Yeah.
There's a big market for that. Not everybody can come on and shell out $600 for a new phone.
Yeah.
You get one slightly used maybe, and save you about $150 to $200. So I started off there and did a little eBay. And after that, like when I opened the store, mostly everything was pretty much used.
Yeah.
But refurbished, things like that.
So you did a lot of repair work too?
Then I started doing repairs. My first passion was just to get a cell phone in people's hands, get them some service. A lot of people like to call back home to Mexico, Russia, Armenia. We had plans like that. So telecommunications, is what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So just focus on that. You find the need, and you plug it. That's what I learned in school. So.
Yeah, and I think you probably, again, you found a need of where you were serving people that you knew needed help.
Yeah.
And you could fulfill that need with GWireless.
Yep.
And do that. And then also flipping homes and doing what you're doing there. It's also helping people, and that you probably saw through your 35 years and before you went into this venture and went this direction, said, hey, I can provide help and create something.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I tell people all the time, when you see a business, there's always a story behind that business. And it doesn't matter how big or how small that business is. You find a guy like Joe Guerrero, you find a lady that maybe she started when she was 50 some years old and decided that I'm going to try this. I'm gonna go all the way and make this happen. And it's not always easy, that we find out as an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
That comes with its trials and it comes with its tribulations.
Sure does.
We come back, I want to talk about that, Joe. We'll talk about that on Business Leaders. It's not easy when you first start, but you probably learned a lot of lessons in that time frame. And then we'll talk about GWireless. We'll talk about some of the equipment we see on the desk here, and we'll talk about more and how you can get yourself a new phone. Or if you've got that phone and you're looking at it and it's shattered and cracked, I know my wife right now is watching going, you know what, I need to talk to Joe at GWireless and get that phone fixed. You can find out more information by staying with us right here on Business Leaders, and you can catch this episode and past episodes of Business Leaders by going to businessleaders.tv right here on KMPH Fox 26. Don't go away. More to come. Joe Guerrero's story right here on Business Leaders.
Business Leaders with Lance Cardoza.
Welcome back to Business Leaders. I'm Lance Cardoza. I'm sitting here with Joe Guerrero. And Joe, GWireless, and your company, your property company is called
JWG Properties.
JWG Properties,
Yes.
and where you buy and sell homes and flip homes also. And probably GWireless provided you that opportunity to start that other business.
Yes.
The beginning probably wasn't easy. So you come out of Fresno City College, tell me that story. You're in a clothing store in the corner, starting your first sale of GWireless.
Yeah, so how I started out the business with maybe about $1,200 to my name. I had got in a car accident, had a settlement. I had $1,200.
Yeah.
So that's all I had to start the business. So I started looking on Craigslist to buy a display case, any type of equipment that I needed, some slat wall. That's all I had. Went to LA, got a couple cases, maybe $100 worth. That's all I had. And then I started off in a clothing store. I rented a little space in the corner. With, it was like a 1,200 square foot store. Did that for a couple months. I mean, at the beginning there was, nobody knew I was there. There would be, at the beginning I would get maybe one customer a day. Man, that hurt bad. It's just. You're sitting there like, hey, you build it, you think if you build it, they'll come, right? But it doesn't work that way. And when you're starting out a new business, so I called a buddy of mine that already had his cell phone store, and he told me, hey, man, you got to get your butt out there. He goes, nobody knows you're here. You're brand new. He goes, you got to put the word out. Yeah. So, man, I made some flyers, went to, Office Depot, printed them out. Went to the neighborhoods behind the store, and we're passing out, meeting people, shaking their hand. Hey, I'm Joe from GWireless. Come see us. I went door to door businesses that were all around me, saturated the whole area. I had to let them know that I was there.
Yeah.
You know, that's key right there. You know, that's one of the
Like you
most
said, just
important
because you
lessons.
build it, that doesn't mean
Doesn't
they're
mean
going to
they'll come.
come.
No,
Yeah.
no, no, no.
And a lot of people think I'll put an ad just on social and that's going to work.
Mm.
And it doesn't. It takes the guerrilla marketing along with whatever other marketing you're doing and
Yeah.
keep people aware. I always talk about it's like a map. When people look at the map and they're looking for your road, if you're not there in front of them all the time,
Yeah.
they forget about your road and they're not going to get to your business. So you
Yes.
have to constantly have every different direction be hitting them with your information.
Yes.
So you were out there hustling. You probably had the kids out there with flyers. You did it.
I had my son. Yeah, we were out. You know, we were out there, and then I had an opportunity to get my own a little location. It was a business location, like 500 square foot, like more like an office.
Yeah.
Transitioned to there. Just word of mouth after that, you know, just trying to do good business, trying to be as honest as you can and you know, help people out. And it goes a long way. And then I had met Gary. I started, Gary Clifford, I started advertising with Fox, with Fox KMPH. You know, started saving some money up, you know, and you got to invest back in your business. So then I started doing commercials with him and the Valley Life segments. Man, I've been running almost since 2013 with you guys.
Yeah.
For about 8 years.
8 years
You know,
now.
I love it, man.
I saw your commercials on the Fresno Grizzlies broadcasts.
Oh man.
And that's where I'd see Crazy Kevin on there.
Yeah, Kevin.
And it was a funny
crazy,
commercial, and it was one you can't forget.
And actually that's an old commercial. It's probably about 6-7 years old, maybe.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been that long, and I mean, like I say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly.
That commercial, it catches everybody's attention. Nobody's gonna forget that thing.
Yeah.
Nobody.
They're not going to forget it. I didn't.
Yes.
And when they mentioned you were going to come on my show, I'm like, oh, I know GWireless.
Yeah.
It was from your commercial. So
There's people from all over that see that commercial. I get people to get out of jail.
Yeah.
I mean, I get people from Porterville,
All calling you on
Mendota,
that commercial.
everywhere. I mean, the mountains. They come down. Man, I seen that commercial. They come down actually just off of that commercial.
To mention the
because
commercial.
it's so good.
Let me guess. GWireless has something to do with your last name.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Yes, sir.
So Guerrero Wireless, GWireless. And then, so tell us a little bit about, so you do repair, but
Yes.
you can also buy yourself a brand new phone by coming down to GWireless, right?
Yeah. So now we have all the smartphones in stock, Apple, LG, you name it. We also do financing. So we also, you know, with low down payments, you know, 90-day options to pay off, low interest, almost no interest.
Yeah.
We also do the repairs. Our main business is repairs. People break their phones all the time.
Yeah. Does that tend to get people in and also look at some of the other phones as well?
Yeah,
Probably,
sometimes your phone is so damaged, they bring it in and we check it out and we can't fix it, and
Yeah.
then we got a solution. You know, we can sell them another phone at a good price, you know, and they're happy.
Yeah. They
You know,
leave with a
so-
brand new phone.
Yes, sometimes.
And hopefully they won't break it, or if they do,
I'll be there. They know where
to
I'm
go.
at, right? Yeah.
They know where you are. They
I'm
can
not
come
hard
back.
to find. Yes.
So phone cases, everything, and accessories, you all provide that there at GWireless.
Yeah, so like at the beginning, we were just doing cases, you know, and phones, you know what I mean? Now we got, you know, screen protectors, you got all the accessories now, you got the Bluetooth headphones, you got the SD cards, you have mounts, you know, for the car. People drive Uber, they need a mount for their car, for their motorcycle. I mean,
So
we
you
try
have
to,
all of it.
yeah, we try to do USB cables, chargers, laptop charger. I mean, we try to cover everything. You know, one-stop shop. We try to supply everything for customers.
Joe, we're going to take a short break here on Business Leaders, but I want to tell people at home where they can find GWireless and come find these great products and these accessories, brand new phones, or get your phone repaired. And we've all got that crack, or we've dropped that phone and thought, oh, I should have put that case on it.
Yeah.
So you can go down and see Joe. You can see the people at GWireless. They can help you out. So we're going to talk about that, and also a brand new location. Big celebration. We'll be talking about that when we return right here on Business Leaders. But we want to make sure you go to businessleaders.tv as well, and make sure you subscribe to our VIP list here on Business Leaders. And that's businessleaders.tv, or you can scan the QR code right here on the screen. We'll be right back with GWireless here at KMPH Fox 26 with Business Leaders. Don't go away.
Business Leaders with Lance Cardoza.
Thank you for staying with us right here on KMPH Fox 26 with Business Leaders. My name is Lance Cardoza, Joe Guerrero. We've been talking about your journey, and it was 10 years of working hard here in the Valley Heat, and all of a sudden it's almost like a gift happened to you where a business had shut down and you lost that job, went back to school at Fresno City College, and sort of your life changed after that.
Yeah.
A lot of hard work between then and now, almost
Yeah.
a decade. So
Always.
GWireless, yeah. So you go out there, you've got a brand new store that's getting ready to open, or open now, and you can come down and check it out.
Yes.
Tell us about that location and what's different about your new location.
So the new location is just a little bit north of where we were at. We're on Ashton and Fresno now. We're on Blackstone and Barstow,
Okay.
in the Furniture City parking lot. We got a bigger showroom now. We remodeled it. We went green. We went the GWireless green
Yeah.
on the walls. Just like I said, more showroom, more phones, everything's on display. I just wanted something fresh, for the customers, and then they go in and get a fresher feel, a new look, and a bigger showroom.
Yeah.
We got everything for you guys, whatever you guys need.
Far cry from the day of $1,200, running to LA, getting a couple cases,
Yeah.
probably finding a little bit of slot board to go on the wall,
Man.
a little bit of fresh paint maybe,
Yeah.
just trying to figure out what you're doing, and now you're doing it.
Yes.
It's pretty. I tell people all the time, as an entrepreneur, and you start to build a business, and you're building a legacy for your family and your kids.
Yes.
What does that make you feel like 10 years later? It's not easy. I'm sure every day is another stress.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. When I look back and think that 10 years has gone by since I started it, you think like, where did that time go? Because you are working hard.
Yeah.
There was at the beginning, I was working 7 days a week.
Yeah.
I never closed down. And then now we're closed on Sundays, but it's weird.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what's going to happen when you open up that business. You don't know if you're going to last 3 years, 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Then I hit 5 years. I celebrated that. Now I'm up to 10. I'm just happy now.
Yeah.
I want to give back to my customers that they help build my business up. Take care of my family. So I want to give something back.
I know, you like to give to the Fresno Rescue Mission.
Yes.
And that's something that's near and dear to your heart and either your families. Tell me about that and how you give back to your community as a business, and how important it is for an entrepreneur or a business person to do that with their community where they do business.
Yeah, like I said, when I was growing up, I grew up in the southeast side of Fresno. My mom had 5 kids. She didn't always have money to buy us presents, things like that.
Yeah.
So those organizations, they were there. They donate toys or whatnot, and food for people who are less fortunate. Well, I'm okay. I'm well off enough to do that now. So to help people out, and it just makes me feel good. That there's people who need a hot plate to eat on Thanksgiving or something, and you could supply a turkey or some blankets. So we started doing that a couple of years ago towards either Christmas or Thanksgiving. The last 2 years, we dropped off a bunch of turkeys, filled the back of my truck with a bunch of turkeys, and go drop them off at the Fresno Rescue Mission or in Paparella House too.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
so we're going to keep doing that.
And as like you said, when you were a kid too, you remember those days of maybe not having something, and mom would always be out there trying to provide for you guys, and other people gave, and now you're doing that. So very important to a business person to give back to their community.
Yeah, I feel like every business should. They just set a good example.
Yeah.
And give back if you can. Sometimes you can't. You can't.
Yeah.
It just.
But when you
works out
can,
like
go that extra mile and do what you can for your community.
Yeah.
Where's the next 10 years going? What do you see? I know it's hard as an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're afraid to look at a year out.
Yes.
But what do you see in the next 5 to 10 years with GWireless?
I mean, hopefully we can keep it going. It's just getting harder and harder to make a buck. But, I'm optimistic. We're going to keep working hard, doing, providing great service for our customers.
Yeah.
I eventually maybe want to start up another business. I can't say what it is right now, but I want to open up a different business.
Yeah.
Just keep going. Something that will last a long time and take care of my family.
Awesome.
And me as well. So
that's part of the focus.
Yeah.
If you could go back to 20 years ago, and you were that kid working in that hot building and trying to figure that out and thinking there's something better out there, there's something for me. And there's nothing wrong with a hard working paying job, but if you have that drive and you really get out there, what would you say to that young mind that's there thinking maybe that's in it for me, maybe I can do what Joe did?
Yeah.
What would you say to that person?
Well, I would say just, it's not, if I could go back and do it over again, like I have a son, he's going to City College, he's doing business as well. So,
Good.
I'm trying to get him to be like, hey, instead of going my route, working for, not a high wage, barely making it, go to school first, get some education, do some business, and then get out there, and try to start your own business, and get some experience. I would do it that way.
Do it that way.
And then I would always tell the young people who are fresh out of school, you got to work hard. That I'm glad I kind of went backwards. I had that work ethic, where I busted my butt. Like I said, sometimes 12 hours a day, 6-7 days a week. Not a lot of people have that work ethic anymore. And I know that's a big contributor to my success today. If I didn't have that.
You didn't want to go back to that. You didn't want to go back to that, and you had a plan and you were driven to do that. Joe, hey, thank you for being on my show. I love stories like yours that give people a little bit of hope and a little bit of energy. If you're sitting at home and you say, I have a great business idea and I could do it too, and it's never too late to go back to school. And you can go back and maybe get that education that you didn't get early in life and get a little wind under your wings and start something great. So thank you for being on my show. Go check out the new showroom, the new store there in the old Furniture
City parking lot.
Furniture City parking lot. You can check out GWireless. Thank you for being on the program here on Business Leaders. Next Tuesday at 11 a.m., join me right here.